I got asked to talk about some of the trends that are happening out there, and I've got a half an hour to do so. Technology is kind of in a weird place right now. One of the things that I get paid to do is kind of keep an eye out what's happening with all of these companies that are out there. Everybody here a couple weeks ago, the Zillow bought Trulia, right? Everybody's like, here's the thing. Don't worry about those companies. It's literally like two newspapers buying each other, right? They're not that big a deal. You can take away things from that, and that's what I'm here to share with you today. It's just taking away some of the concepts about what is changing real estate right now. Don't freak out about Zillow and Trulia merging, okay? If you are a subscriber of theirs, know that your costs are going to go up, most likely, once that deal closes, because they can do it, right? But when I talk to the leadership team, and our leadership team about this stuff, I say, I don't worry about Zillow and Trulia. I take away from the fact that in 3 weeks, those two companies figured out what to do with $3.5 billion in stock. 3 weeks. Whereas in our industry, to change a field in the MLS takes a year. The A's, yeah, you all know this to be true, right? You're like, yep, working on 2 years for one thing. That's the kind of stuff we need to take away from these companies that you think that are disintermediating us. Disintermediation in real estate is going to come from within, right? It's going to come from us not getting or understanding how these companies work. And that's where, I'm here to tell you today. It's like, I'm going to talk about a couple of trends, and I'm not going to talk about social media. I got hired for the digital engagement part. It's like through social media. And I'm not here to try to convince you guys to use Facebook in your business, because frankly, if you're on Facebook all the time, you're probably not selling enough real estate, okay? Don't worry about tweeting. Who here has never tweeted? Exactly, right? It's not going to make or break you, okay? But not being social in your business will, right? Using Facebook isn't going to make or break you, but not having clients raving about you online will, right? Because in the end of the day, that's the only thing that has changed. There's just a bunch of crap that has gotten in the middle between us and our clients, right? No matter where you are. And like was mentioned, I used to sell real estate in Alaska. And a lot of people say, oh, we're never going to have to deal with that. We're out here in the country. Alaska is dealing with these issues, guys. It may take a little longer to get out there, right? But they're dealing with them. So here's what I'm challenging you today to do over the next, 25 minutes. Figure out where your knowledge base stops and collaborate with somebody else for the rest, okay? Figure out where you're not an expert anymore and collaborate with people who are. That's the thing with realtors. We are a jack of all trades, but we are a master of one thing, and that's making people really happy when you help them buy or sell a home, right? Everything else in the middle, you need to figure out. If you're not a marketer, that's totally cool, collaborate. If you're not a nerd, that's totally cool, collaborate. There are tons of nerd-looking people in this room right now that you can collaborate with. Looking at you, Chris, right? This guy there at the tie, you look kind of young. Me and Tad, I think I do the rest of the day, right? Learn to collaborate, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's not, your competition isn't the guy sitting next to you. The competition is going to be online. And whatever's showing up on page 1. Right now, it ain't us. That's a problem, okay? That being said, we're going to move away from what makes our current clients tick. I'm so sick of talking about our current clients, because we say, oh, I got a client that did this, and then you take all of your marketing and you go all in with one thing, right? Stop that, okay? Think bigger, right? We're going to talk about the clients of the future. Can't see it very well, but that's Jack and Gabby Barfield, okay? These are kids of clients of mine. Jack is 8, Gabby is 6. Neither can enunciate a sentence very well, right? Neither of them. Who has kids here in the room? Right? How many of your kids have some sort of digital device? Right? Spit, by the way. Make them work for that. Anyway. But Gabby and Jack, right? Their mom and dad, I met them via a chat on my website. Right? They wanted to look at a $120,000 condo, right? I'm not sure what a low-end condo looks like in this market, but 3 people said no to their mom and dad, okay? Like, I'm too busy. Little did anyone else know is that I said, hey, what's going on? I'll be happy to show this to you. They bought 3 income properties in the first month that I met them, okay? We don't acknowledge people. And no wonder our clients say, I'm just going to reach out to you when I'm damn good and ready. And then wade through 3, 4, 5 realtors until somebody picks up the phone and acknowledges me, okay? But with Jack and Gabby, their mom and dad played a huge effect on what they do. Jack and Gabby's dad, you'll see the St. Louis Cardinals toasters that sear the Cardinals logo into your piece of bread. His dad sells that for Best Buy. Okay? Mom sells software and video games from Ubisoft to Target. These kids have the life right now. They're nerds at home. New Year's Eve this year, Jack starts messing around with his little sister, right? Gets sent to timeout, pulls out his iPad, writes an email to his mother, and asks, why am I in my room? This kid can't enunciate a sentence, right? But whipped out his second iPad and wrote an email to his mom. Kid's got his own email address. How freaky is that, right? It's not a second iPad, because he broke the first one. He overused it. He knows how to spend his mom and dad's money. He has his own Apple iTunes account now. Okay? His mom and dad taught him how to use his allowance online. Okay? These are our clients of the future, folks. And Lord knows, we will all be here in 15 years when these kids are ready to buy a home. Guys, you will, right? See? Yeah. So, these kids will be here. They're going to constantly be upgrading their brains. They're not going to be on Facebook all the time, right? There's always going to be something else. But they're going to be very mobile, okay? They don't know what this is. This is a laptop, by the way. These kids are going to be using an iDevice or some sort of Android device forever. This is called a boat anchor to him. He's going to be able to download information on the fly using it. Okay? By the time the kid now is a year old, almost 90% of them have some sort of online profile. Did you know that? In terms of what they're searching for, it's gotten to the point now where technology is so smart, it knows what you are doing now, right? This is it. Did y'all hear the story about that young teenage girl that got coupons from Target for diapers in the mail? She had been searching on Target.com for baby supplies, right? And her dad got so upset with Target, called one of my clients. It's in Minnesota. Called one of my clients and said, how do you know? I mean, why are you sending my daughter this information? Well, it turns out she was pregnant. Target.com knew before the dad did. Okay? That's what's happening out there. Right? Yeah. Now you're all thinking, we're thinking going to Target now, aren't you? Right? But that's what's happening out there, guys. I mean, there's a reason why everything is free. Who's been in the business more than 10 years here? Y'all remember when you first got into real estate, everything was like, they charged you for everything when you wanted to do anything online. Okay? And now they're giving it away. It's because everything you do online now is a commodity. Everything you do online is bought and sold. Some marketer is paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to know what you people are buying every day online, what kind of website you're looking at, traffic you're going through. These are the things that are affecting real estate too. Okay? We talk about the playing field, and I hear this from the association point of view. It's like we are leveling the playing field for people who don't pay the money, who don't do anything else but sell one house a year. Here's the thing: the playing field online now has leveled towards the consumer. What a lot of real estate technology companies have figured out is that you guys don't really do anything different until an emergency comes up, or you can't buy your BlackBerry anymore because they don't exist. Okay? Apologies to anybody in the room with a BlackBerry, okay? That's the thing. Technology changes. The playing field has leveled towards the consumer, okay? That's the battleground we're fighting right now. And it's not you against the guy sitting next to you, it's you against these technology companies that are out there. You get on demand. This is the part where I talk to realtors everywhere and everyone's mad about this. Our time has been marginalized, right? Our clients, they don't know of it. Hey, Trisha, I just saw a house this morning when I should have been working at work. Can we go see it on my lunch hour in 10 minutes? Or, hey, I'm standing out in front of your listing. Can I see the house right now? Right? Anybody had those clients? Those people drove me nuts. But the thing is, we haven't told people that it takes a seller to go into their home, get the dog out of the house, make sure the 3 kids haven't, puked up everything all over the place, cleaned it up. It takes people to sell a house, right? We've forgotten the people element. And things like Uber are really kind of leading the charge for that. Does anybody use Uber here?
We don't allow it.
You know? Well, they do, right? So what Uber is, Uber allows me to load their app on a phone, okay? Plugs my credit card in, and with one button, the nearest taxi driver or limo driver or some dude that's got a free time to drive me to the airport comes in, picks me up on demand, and takes me to the airport wherever I want to go. It could be 5 blocks away. It could be a whole airport away. This is on demand, guys. This has destroyed the Chicago real estate, or the Chicago taxi cab industry. Destroyed it. You think about it, though, it makes a ton of sense. Why sit there and drive around wasting gas? Why don't I just wait for somebody to call me? That's what these kids are going to grow up with. One button, I'm there. I don't even need to talk with the guy anymore. He picks me up, says, hey, how you doing? I say, hey, you want a 5-star rating? Because we rate each other. Don't talk to me. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, haven't had my coffee yet. Not a problem, man. We'll take you to the airport, we're good to go. I give him 5 stars, he gives me a 5-star review, good to go. I don't even give cash anymore. Credit card is punched into my Uber account, my credit card gets automatically charged. Here's the thing with Uber that you take away from this. People will always pay a premium for these services. It costs me $20 extra to use that. Instead of a $40 cab ride, it's $60. But I'll tell you what, it is totally worth it not to get into a cab that stinks. But my feet are sticking to the floor. Same thing with Apple. Who here has an iPhone? Apple has fooled all of you into buying a kind of a crappy phone and gotten you to stand in line every year for it for the new one that's coming out. You're going to be standing in line for that new one, right?
Next year, yeah.
Exactly. See? That's the nerd right there. Right? Everything is on demand. What I can do on the supercomputer in my pocket right now is absolutely amazing. I rented my car through it today. Right? I checked in for my flight today. Checked my bank account information today. Transferred cash with it. I can order booze with it. I can order a clothes fitted for me through it. It's amazing what technology can do, and it's all on demand. That's the takeaway, right? Technology is bringing strangers together and friends apart. This is Airbnb. Anybody ever been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans? Hey, you're from New Orleans, you know what I mean. So imagine all along that parade route, right? Somebody has rented out their house so you can go number 1 or number 2 in their bathrooms. Airbnb, that's what this did. This guy built this inside 6 months. The feedback afterwards was that there was they didn't charge enough for the number 2s, okay? They didn't charge enough, it was a mess, but that's what's happening right now. I can do so much of this, right? So this is strangers being brought closer together. Has anybody ever used Craigslist here? Yeah, Craigslist is crazy. You put anything up for free, it's gone in 5 minutes on Craigslist, right? That's what technology is doing. Okay? It's also driving people apart. This is Cloak. If I want to totally avoid all of my friends, Code will tell me where my friends are so that I can totally avoid them. But that's what technology is doing. Take that into account. It's pretty awesome stuff, right? And everything is mobile. Everything is mobile. Your business plan, your marketing plan next year, I don't care where you are, where you do business, think mobile first, and that's for everything you do. If you're thinking about redoing your website, you make sure that it looks great on an iPhone, that my fat fingers can use it on a phone, okay? That it's short and sweet snippets of information. You don't need to write 18-page novellas anymore about how the market is. It's going up. Tell people why in 140 characters or less. People think in 140 characters or less. That's great for realtors, because we don't have time to devote to our marketing, do we? Think short, sweet, mobile-friendly, everything that you do, okay? So it comes down to these fundamentals. It's not about Facebook, it's not about Twitter. It's these fundamentals for me that are going to drive the way we do business. Think mobile and on-demand with everything that you do. We mentioned that already, right? Use data smarter. Who here is driven nuts by this estimate? All better raise your hand, because it drives me nuts, okay? Because I knew the best day in real estate was the day that I gave up my phone, because I was done with those days where I'm sitting at a dining room table with a seller, and their eyes glaze over, right? You all know when your clients are just ready to whip out their phone and say, why does it say that my house is worth this on this app, right? That was the best day of real estate. I don't have to deal with those conversations anymore, right? But what's the one question you guys always get no matter where you go? You go and hang out with your family, you go and hang out with your friends, you go to a barbecue this weekend. How's the market? How's the market? Is anybody answering that question on their website? That's the reason why this estimate is the one compelling number out there. Yeah, I look at your local association's websites. You have market updates that are there. None of you say share it. None of you do. Share it. People want to know how the market is. They want to know how much their house is worth. They want to know if they can sell. This estimate is not there for any other reason than answering a question that you guys aren't. Okay? And when it comes to lead generation, think long-term and think very social. We got to start giving people something to talk about other than 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. We got to give people more than that. All the information locked up in your brain is marketing. So, let's talk about it now. So information and education. That is today's lead generation schemes. I hate the word lead generation, by the way, because do you ever go to somebody who's been referred to you, they're sitting in the back of your car, do you call them Mr. and Mrs. Lead? No. Right? You're a person. They're people. No one likes being treated like a lead, okay? So stop treating them that way, but for this conversation, we're going to talk about it in that context. Either way, the better you educate somebody, the quicker they're going to come out in the real world. That is your mission as realtors. My mission when I was an agent, when I was talking, and I was with a Dyna Realty, and pulled out of everything, right? Everything was a wonderful lead generation scheme, okay? But my one goal was to grab people kicking and screaming out from behind their computers into the real world as soon as humanly possible. And I gave them all the information for that I could, okay? What are you doing to do things like that? Why is it important? It takes 10.4 sources of information for people to make a decision nowadays. 10.4, this is from Forrester Research. Now 10.4 on your website is this. Here's what you have on most of your guys' websites. Real estate search, contact me, and here's everything about me. Most likely posing with a dog, right? Or with a phone up in your hand. Stop it. Stop it. Get as close to that number as you can. 10.4. Right? And you know this to be true. Who goes on vacation and you're immediately Googling every single thing that you're looking at when you go on vacation? You've never booked this hotel before, but you're booking it, and you want to see the NASCAR. You want to see the train wrecks. You want to see all the negative reviews. You want to see the worst experience people have. Right? search for information that you have that we're not quenching with our clients. Right? This is just to buy a pair of jeans, guys. Right? 10.4 sources. 256%. That's how much up local search terms are on Google. It's gotten beyond things like St. Louis real estate. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, X neighborhood. How many neighborhoods are there just in this town? Yeah. What do your clients do, right, when you meet these folks? They've seen a house, and they've stalked it. And they go to every open house that you do. And you ask them, hey, do you have a realtor? And they're like, yeah, do mine, right? But they're out there looking for information. They're driving to the dog parks. They're walking from, the neighborhood market all the way back to that house. That's what they're doing, guys. They're looking granularly now. Get beyond the things that Google and Zillow cannot talk about, and talk about the neighborhoods that you do business in. Okay? Lead generation looks like this, and this is from Google. 120 days it takes from somebody to hit your website and then to circle back to you. So if you're not thinking one business cycle ahead in your business, you're doing it wrong. Think 120 days out. What you do now will affect you in a couple of months. Think that way, okay? Plan 120 days out. 24% of people, though, give you, on day one, their name, number, and email address, and we don't call them back. That's a problem with everybody. I talked to Spencer Raskoff, Pete Flynn, Steve Berkowitz from all these lead generation companies that you're talking to. You know what they all say? I would give each of these agents $1 a piece if they would just pick up the phone and email and call people back when they call. Just say, hey, I got your email. I'm showing 35 houses this weekend. Can I get back to you at 8 o'clock on Sunday night? Set expectations. Talk about this stuff. Because people are used to searching and looking for information like this. And when there's a void, you know what they do? Move on to the next guy. There's always a realtor that's ready to pick up the phone. Right? Pick up the phone and acknowledge. Drive people back to your website. You're going to be good to go. When it comes to your marketing, think media. Think local information. Act globally. What's great about the internet is that somebody who's looking from the other world away in China can look at your website now. Okay? So be advocates for your community. Be it, right? Use data and gain trust. The trust part is going to be huge. We'll talk about that in a second. And give people things that they cannot Google, that they don't know what's important, right? Is buying a house different here than it is in Chicago? I can tell you, yes. Absolutely. The #1 destination on my website, glossary of real estate terms when I had it. What's a home warranty versus a home inspection? Right? What's title insurance do? Just do things like that. The #2 destination on my website, process of a real estate transaction. Here's what it looks like. Right? Just those 2 things can get you to that 10.4. And wouldn't it be great if instead of having to write the same email over and over again, well, now we're under contract, you call your inspector, you call your lawyer, you call your insurance guy, you just say, hey, why don't you go to my website, it's all right here. Wouldn't it be easier? My wife does, right? My wife just wants easy. She's a realtor in Chicago now. She's doing what her competition is not doing. And I can tell you right now, what your fellow realtor right now isn't doing is huge. So do something they're not, okay? Go beyond this. This is an actual piece of marketing from somebody that sent me a listing. This is in Iowa. I have no desire to live there, right? But this is something they sent me. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 3 BR, 2 BA, charm and car. What does that mean? I know what it means. You know what it means, right? Stop talking like realtors. No one talks like this, right? Talk like a regular human being in your marketing, right? This is what we're talking about using data smarter. And this is the kind of things that drive me absolutely nuts, right? In the same Chicago magazine where people pay to be the #1 agent in Chicago was this piece of information. 35% of Chicago area homeowners are underwater. right? But of those, in Q1 of 2014, 38,268 can sell their house. That's a lot. You know how many people bought this magazine? 250,000 people did. You know what they were wondering? Can I sell my place? I'm going to go and check it out. Why? 7.3 and 12% appreciation rates in the Chicagoland area. I talked to the editors here and I said, can you start tracking what these people do afterwards? They actually started going to the #1 agents in Chicago for their advertisements in that magazine and not getting any information. Guys, none. Consumers aren't stupid. But you know who pulled this data? Zillow, together with the MLS in Chicago. Why? They're answering the question, how's the market? So when you engage in something like this, I know there's a ton of you guys in this room that are #1 in whatever market you're in, consider using data smarter. Answer the question, how's the market? This is a perfect example of that, right? This came from the MLS. You could do it too, right? You can turn around and make it visual. This is from pictochart.com, P-I-K-T-O chart.com. Canva, write that down, canva.com, C-A-N-V-A.com. You just give it an Excel spreadsheet, and it'll pump out beautiful things like this, that with one button will share it to your Facebook page, it'll tweet for you, put it on your website, things like that. Canva just released its own real estate section, right? You guys get updates on your market every month, right? Consider using something like this and punching it on your website. And if you've got friends on Facebook, right, share it there, right? And give people something to talk about, right? You have everything that you need right there. This is this morning. News you can use. All the housing statistics going back to 2012. Guys, go to your associations. You have 2 people here that don't sell real estate. Would you guys want to know how the market is in your neighborhood? Yeah, right? They're not in their heads. I did not stage that. Thank you very much. Right? When it comes to things like marketing, think outside the box, right? My wife, she came up to me and was like, hey, I want to be a tech-savvy realtor. And I go, honey, you ain't tech-savvy. It's like, well, you are. It's okay. You're not. And that's fine. You know what you are, hon? Crazy dog lady. Are you crazy dog lady too? Yeah. Trisha apparently is a crazy dog lady. So she came into Chicago not knowing anybody. We knew 3 people, and they lived in the same building as we did, okay? She went to Chicago and decided to be a realtor. I said, hey, honey, you need to keep your relevant, get your license, do all that stuff. She immediately loved it. I said, honey, pick a niche, right? I'm thinking 256%, right, is the amount of search terms that are up. People are looking at niches again, right? So what are you, honey? You're a crazy dog lady. So I had her call every single dog charity in Chicago. Here's the thing. In Chicago, do you know people with pets who can afford to have pets in their home in Chicago have a ton of? Money. You don't want to know how much we spent on daycare when we were in Italy, right? We should have just brought the dogs. Right? And she's a crazy dog lady. She called every single charity and went, hey, can I give you guys money? And they went, yes. How can we help you? Give me clients. Okay. And they just started sending her referrals. Referrals. One of the dog company people bought a building through her, $1 million sale, pretty dang easily, right? Why? Because she was a crazy dog lady. What's cool about it is she calls them up and says, hey, I just put a listing on the market. There are no dog or cat restrictions in Chicago. That's a big deal. You know what these people did? Shared her listing from her website on their Facebook page and on their website. 13 shares. 70 people liked it. Look at all these people just having these conversations. Coralie and Kenan. You know what those people did from her? Bought a house through her. Guys, that's niche marketing, folks. Roll with it. Whatever your passion is, roll with it. You all have passions outside of real estate, right? Go with it. Okay? Start with that and have them share your brand and do some really cool things. And then stick it on your website. So here's what my wife does. Questions to ask when buying a condo in Chicago. How does attorney review and inspection period work in Chicago? All of that stuff is on her site now. So all she does is send people links via email. Right? That's all she does. Her work is no longer writing 18-page emails to people. It's just copy and paste the links, driving people back to her site. Right? What you can do with websites now are pretty amazing. And if you decide you want to go like a video route, right? Go video. Video tells stories that 1,500 words can't, because really who has time to read anymore? This is Raj Kisar out of the boutique real estate group in Malibu, right? What they do for each and every one of their websites are things like this. This is going to be the best.
All disappear, all lips like children, the voices we hear, all smile.
Every single member of this brokerage gets a video for their new listing. Okay? They collaborate with video marketers in their city. In some cases, the sellers participate. We are raising a group of narcissists now anyways, right? So we might as well put them in a video. You know what they do? They share it. Guys, they share it. That listing sold in a week. Okay? And what's cool about it is he just posted it as sold, it's on YouTube now, and it lives forever. Think video. Now, here's the thing. I think to Jack and Gabby, right? You know what Jack does when he plays? He's a goalie in hockey, right? He sticks a GoPro camera on his helmet and just sits there and tapes everything he does. Right? Video might be something that you do. How many starving kids do you know that have their hands on this kind of technology, that know how to shoot this stuff, that can help you out with your marketing? Right? Try it. Go to the marketing departments of every single university that's out there and say, hey, I would like to pay some of your marketing kids $1,000 for the rest of the summer and a 6-pack of beer to help me out with my marketing. Right? Things like this are available now. This is, anybody use Street View? Google Street View? Okay, I was going to say. Google Street View allows you to do immersive walkthroughs of neighborhoods, right? A lot of your clients, I guarantee you right now, are doing this. But now you can do it on the inside of your home. Okay? For $4,500, you can buy the same camera that goes on the top of a Lexus as Google's driving through your neighborhood. You can have that, stick it on a tripod, and do virtual tours of your home. This is what it looks like. So you're able to walk through a house like that? We have that camera on loan from the guys that made this, Matterport.com. It took us about 20 minutes to do a 1,500 square foot condo. A friend in Nashville that did a 5,000 square foot house and did it in an hour. Okay? For $4,500, I did the math, right? I spent $4,500 my last year in real estate on office supplies, stupid closing gifts, okay, and coffee. Right? But this is accessible now. It's amazing what technology can do. And it only takes an hour to do it. Okay? This is the kind of thing that gets people talking. Right? Association-wise, I've heard a couple associations considering buying it and using it as a member benefit. Right? Rent it out, show you how to do it, you train somebody in the office to get it done, immersive virtual tours. And what's cool about it is that the associations now are hosting, instead of doing a public-facing MLS, which will not save you, they're doing things like this. Okay? And they're doing it with the convention center. They're doing it at places that are immersive within the community. You guys live in communities? Start proving it. Okay? Here are some really good websites that actually show off things like this. This is BurlingAmeProperties.com. right? In Marin County in California, there are about 13,000 agents and realtors. 13,000, okay? You need to do something really cool to differentiate. BurlingAmeProperties.com and HawaiiLife.com. HawaiiLife.com, those guys have only been around for 5 years. They have their own TV show, okay? If you're an agent at Burlingame Properties, all they do is take the MLS stuff, the MLS reports that are shared every month and thrown on their website. That's all they do. Very little of their marketing is unique, right? They continually update people on how the market is. If you're an agent with Hawaii Life, every week you've got to write one paragraph every week on how the market is. It's led to huge SEO to them. Google loves it. Okay? And they go beyond that too. This is what Raziel does with Burlingame Properties.
Hi, I'm Raziel. And tonight we're at Music at Cole Mansion, which is the most revered and longest running chamber music series on the peninsula.
So Raziel does that with community events, with restaurants in the neighborhood, and it's gotten to the point now where restaurants, business owners are coming to him and saying, hey, can you do this video for me? Right? So they actually will pay for it to go on his website. Right? How awesome would that be as a brokerage? Right? How it looks for a listing is pretty cool. It's a Hawaiian thing, it's called halealii.com, HALEALII.com. This is all of it put into one piece for a listing. Granted, it's $26 million, right? But they combine all of what we're talking about, neighborhood information, photos, right? Pictures of the neighborhood, pictures of the listing, video tours, all in one place. For a listing, guys. You can build this easily. If you can't build it, Chris will do it because he's a nerd. That guy will do it too, he's a nerd too, right? When it comes to mobile and on-demand stuff, right? 85% of folks expect it within an hour, and I think it's gotten to the point now where it's closer to 95% in real estate, okay? So when I think about mobile, make sure you've got a mobile culture. We've talked about it. The MiFi hotspot is the one piece of tech that I bought that has saved me money. Does anybody have one of these MiFi hotspots? Yeah. It's like $50 a month, if that, right? This thing has saved me money when I go on vacation. Think mobile. Think mobile when it comes to things like presentations with your clients. This is Chromecast. It's $35. You can go to Best Buy right now. Plugs into the back of a flat panel TV and broadcasts your iPad, your iDevice, anything that you're using on your technology, and throws it on a flat panel TV. You know what I do with my clients for a CMA? I do a live CMA poll from my MLS and show people why the 5-bedroom, 8-bath McMansion around the corner that sold last week doesn't come with your 2-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow. We have that problem, right? Think mobile with everything that you do. These two things can do a lot for you. Think mobile with everything that you do. When it comes to things like Uber, we talked about it. The Uber real estate is here. It's called Curb Call. Check it out, curbcallapp.com. I see your listing. I park out front, and with one button, I can summon the first agent available to show me that house right now. There's a huge debate going on with these guys. I've talked to them. I said that half the people are going to hate you because of agency issues. Well, we ask folks all the time whether or not they have an agent. They lie. If buyers want to get into a house, sometimes they don't want to inconvenience their agent. I'm standing out in front of it. I don't need my agent. I'm just going to press the button and go into it. That happens all the time, right? Two, the other half of the people are going to hate you because you've marginalized their time, right? So here's what I said. You better have a really good marketing piece on your website that talks about how a showing works. The process of a real estate transaction, make showings a part of it. Here's why you can't see a house at midnight, sir. Okay? You've had that problem. We've all had it. Okay? So what do you do after you get all of that stuff done, the mobile on-demand, all that other stuff? So we have to own this. We don't own clients anymore. We don't own real estate data anymore. We don't even own our listings anymore. It's everywhere. Okay? But you can own the real estate journey. And it comes down to service. The better experience that people give to others, huge, folks. So talk about the expectations that you have for yourself and for your clients. Talk about the real estate journey that you help them with. Start here. Okay? It's about trust now. Chris, don't put this out, but we have lost the traffic battle. It's done. We can't compete with 70 million people, guys. We're going to try our best, right, to get that stuff done. But frankly, I don't care. People are going to look at Lou anywhere they want. If it's not Zillow, it's going to be another website, but I want them to come back to me. People just don't trust us right now. We got to deal with that. Win the trust battle before you win the traffic battle. You're going to be just fine. Talk like a human being. This now, and this drives my DC people nuts when I show this, right? Realtor Action Center, after 10 plus years of urging by NAR, HUD-Gov issues, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what this means. But with that same issue, everything you wanted to know about the Senate Housing and Finance Reform Bill, which one would you read first, guys? Which one would you read first? The top one. You know who Spencer Rascoff is? CEO of Zillow. You ever heard that guy talk? That guy has just bought his first home, but in 30 seconds can talk about how to sell a short sale. It is beautiful, right? Can you do that in 30 seconds? Think about that, okay? Everything that you do. And our clients aren't stupid, so let's stop treating them that way. One of my jobs is to monitor anything that says Zillow on it, right? Amongst other websites. This is what I see all the time. This estimate on my house is almost $150K more than what I paid for it 2 years ago. And obviously she doesn't agree. Why is this estimate inaccurate? Same reason why your county estimates of value are inaccurate, guys. Same reasons. We've got to start telling people why these things are inaccurate. Everything online is an ad. Do you believe everything you see in Google? Nope. Right? Recognize and differentiate from your competitors, and it's not the person sitting next to you. It's not these guys. It's whatever shows up here. Google is now a verb. Google's a verb. It's the way it is. So whatever shows up there, it's the first thing people are going to think about when they think about you. Okay? Think about it. When it comes to your marketing, think about it from your value proposition, think about everything in relation to this. This is the only thing that's gotten in the way. And nail your brand promise, folks. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of seeing our faces with our phone numbers on a sign. This is the stuff that's awesome. This is an awesome sign. That tells you a lot about that brokerage brand, doesn't it? Right? These are the cool things that differentiate you from each other, guys. If I'm looking at this sign from half a block away, I'm intrigued, aren't I? I'm like, dude, I am in older homes. That's the kind of thing that helps you cement your brand promise. Think about that. What makes you unique? I remember back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we're talking about marketing, right? CRS, we're talking about it. What is your niche? Niches are huge again, folks. So I'm talking about them. Whatever your niche is, roll with it. If you deal with historic properties, that's great. New construction, that's great. Use it in your marketing, right? But drive people from online into the real world as soon as humanly possible. That is going to be your goal. You're going to have something compelling in order to get that done, right? Face-to-face interaction is so important in this increasingly complicated world. This is the head of U.S. economics for Harvard University, guys. He believes in you. This is a quote that he talked about when he was on a panel with Zillow. He doesn't believe in this estimate. He believes in you. So that's what we need to do. Think about your value proposition. Think about your niche. Think about the things that will bring people out into the real world. Who's had a client that you helped them through that doesn't look like it looked like online, right? This looks nothing like it did online. I've been stuck in this house for 7 months. It looks nothing like it did online. That's the kind of experience you need to have with people now, guys. It makes you you, it separates you from everyone else that's out there, okay? You guys cool with that? You guys cool with that? All right. Thank you very much. That's all I got. Anybody have any questions? Quick comment? I get it. I get it. Yeah. I work for you. If you need any tips on any of this, I'm going to give the slide decks to your association folks. Thank you very much for having me, guys.